Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel and another video. Scorching sun, lovely weather, cannot complain, other than the appalling paint match on the Fiat 500. So that's what we're going to be dealing with in this video. Right back to the beginning. It's really annoying. I should have perhaps put a bit of the paint on a sample and compared it before I went ahead and painted the parts, but yeah, it's a learning curve, isn't it? The main thing is we're going to put it right, and that's what matters. Yeah, I'll flick you around and we'll have a chat. So I've stared at this for a few minutes now, and I was umming and ahhing about just trying to mask it all up and doing it on the car. But there's so much going on with this front bumper. So many lights, grills. I mean, firstly, it'll take me forever to mask it all off. And secondly, I just know full well it's going to cause a problem. Do you know, there's going to get some overspray behind, downside of a light. Do you know, it's going to sneak in somewhere, and it'll really annoy me, you know. It'll really annoy me, so I'm just going to pull it off. I'm going to take it off, I'm going to strip the bumper right back down to how we did it the first time. I'm going to take the bonnet off. We need to paint this wing, so I am going to paint this wing on the car, but I'm going to obviously mask the whole car. I'm going to sheet the whole car off and just mask around the wing. The wing is really simple, it's going to be an easy job to do, because the headlight will be out at that point anyway. And then on the rear bumper, on this little corner here, we're just going to do another attempt at the same. I'm going to sand just this corner down and just try and paint this corner and blend it across, but hopefully with a paint colour which is a far better match, because it's not good enough. So today's Saturday, and I'm hoping these are going to be painted today. So then I can obviously Sunday come back in Monday and build it back up. So it's going to be a full Saturday shift. Yeah, that's the plan. I'll jump in and out. Obviously, you've seen this car pulled apart. You've seen this car put together. So I don't really think there's much need to do much time lapse. Like I said, I'll just jump in and out and give you updates of where we're up to, how it's going, do you know, things like that. And hopefully we can get this bashed out, like I said, today. Because I'm already well over a week behind with this car. Right, let's get cracking. Right, well, good progress is being made. We're ready to rub down all the paintwork now. Got that wing nicely masked off. We're ready with the rear quarter of the bumper. Again, rub down. And I've got the bonnet and the bumper. Couldn't get this centre grille out, so I've had to mask that off. It was going to break, and I don't want to break anything. All the rest came out pretty easy, really. Hasn't taken too long. But obviously now there's a fair bit of time in rubbing all this back down, ready to be painted. Just going to fly over it with a deer with some 600, just to rough it up a bit, basically, to give it a bit of something to key to. I'm not primary number or anything, I'm just going to paint straight over. Yeah, it should be pretty easy, really. Shouldn't take too long. So yeah, that is the plan. I must remember to take the bike out before I start painting. Not bothered about the Mini because there's that much dust on it. No overspray is going to stick to it anyway. And everything else is outside. So yeah, we're ready. Yeah, just a case of rubbing it all down now. So, I'll get on with that, I think. And I'll update you in a bit. Alrighty then, we're all rubbed down. I thought I'd show you a little bit just how it's done. Like I said, I use a air-powered DA. I wouldn't advise doing this amount of painting without some kind of DA, whether it's electric or air-powered, because it would take you forever. I mean, these rub them down in no time. Excuse me, I've just eaten and it's repeating on me. So we're at the point now where I need to clean and wipe down all the panels because they're obviously covered in dust. I mean, clean finger. Yeah, absolutely covered. I want to get my bike out. I need to wet down all the floor, mix paints, and then we're going to be painting. So what time is it? It's about 1 o'clock. It's about 12:30, 1 o'clock. So doing great so far, doing fine. Won't have an issue now getting this paint on. If I start painting at about what, 2 o'clock, yeah, it's going to be done easy. No problem at all. Which is excellent. Like I said, I wanted to make use of tomorrow, which is Sunday, to leave this and not come in here. Gives it a good extra day then to go off properly before rebuilding it back up. So we did take a bit of a risk last time, only leaving it, overnight. It's not the best thing to do, especially when you've got no oven or anything. But it's warm enough today, it should go off pretty easy. But yeah, basically with the DA, just be careful on edges because it will burn through in a flash. I mean, bits like that, it's not a problem when you're painting, but if you use a DA for, cutting back, for instance, yeah, you'll be very careful on the corners. You see them all, it's gone through everywhere pretty much. It's easily done. Right, yeah, I'll continue, get myself cleaned up, wet everything down, and it's like I said, it's the same system as before. A light dusting. I'm probably going to do maybe 2 light dustings before I start laying it on a bit wetter this time, because I got a bit excited last time, didn't I? And I ended up with a few runs on this bonnet. So I'm hoping this time it's not going to happen. It'll make the polishing up part of the job later a lot easier, won't it? Right then, let's continue. Okay, right. Oh, I don't know where to start with this now. I've planted the bonnet on because I wanted to look at the paint. And, I mean, again, we have more paint problems. I'll just show you, I think. So, like I said, bonnet's been painted, this wing hasn't. This is the second attempt, and it's still not right. Still not right. It's way more creamy, the bonnet, than the wing. The wing's original. Now obviously this time I've painted the whole wing, so wing to bonnet is perfect because they're both new. But then if you get to wing to door, then we're back to the original issue. White, creamy. So, yeah. So I have a solution. I have one more option, which I'm going with. I'm starting to think, a lot in all fairness, but basically what's happened is, this is what I took the colour match off originally for the bonnet and the wing. But if you hold this wing mirror cap up to this wing, the wing mirror cap is a bit creamier than this wing, but it's not as creamy as that. Does that make sense? Anyway, what I've done, because I know before the car was crashed, or when I received the car, the original bonnet matched this wing fine. We know that. So I've been over to the paint shop yet again. I took the bonnet, the original bonnet, which is down there this time, and I've had another batch of paint mixed off the bonnet, but this time it is in base, and then we've got the lacquer. Because then, worst case, if again it's not a perfect match, we can then paint half the door and blend the rest of the door in, because you can do that with base with clear coat. I can't do that with the gloss paint. So I've been and got the paint. I've got the paint. It's over here. And if we have a quick look at it, should we just open it up and have a quick look? I think that might be a wise thing to do. One moment, I'll just mix it up a bit. Okay, so they're both open. I don't know how this is coming out on camera, but for definite, the old paint is creamier than the new. That's a lot brighter white than that from the naked eye. And I don't know what it's coming like on camera, but that's a positive, because that is the direction I want to go in with the shade. 100%. That's far brighter than that. So that's good. So yeah, all we can do now, let's cover these up without knocking them off. And that one. All we can do yet again is take the bonnet off, mask the car up, rub the wing, the bonnet, the bumper, the corner of the bumper at the back down, and paint it all again. But like I said, this time in base and clear. What do they say? Third time lucky? I hope it is. It's got to be right. I'm not happy sending it to Scotland not right, because it's not like they can just nip back to have things rectified. It's, you know, it's got to be right. So we'll persevere, and we will get there. We will get there. I'm confident this time. Anyway, I'm not going to mess around videoing stuff. We've painted it twice on camera. I'm going to do it once off camera. And when I'm back at this exact position with the new painted parts on, we'll come back, just finish it off, tidy it up, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I mean, everyone get your fingers crossed. The next time you see this, it hopefully will be right. So, there we go. Miles better. Miles better. It looks a bit funny around here because the light's coming through the skylight, so don't worry about that. But, oh yeah, the match. I mean, look at this side here, where it was the issue was. Perfect. That's original. That's new. Oh, I just tripped on my bike. Excellent. That's a relief. That is a relief. Oh, right. We can go ahead and build this car back up now. Before I do that though, I've got the extra key, and I'm going to try and code that in. So I might try that now because I'm eager to try it, and then yeah, we're going to get this built back up. But what a relief! Third time. Yeah, third time lucky. Obviously, was the charm, wasn't it? Oh, I'm so relieved, honestly. Okay, let's get this built back up now for the final time. Cleaned, washed, in and out. I'll get that key coded, and yeah, like I said, I'm just going to jump now to the finished article. We'll have another look. I'll get it, like I said, cleaned up. We'll have a look around it, and finally be done with painting this Fiat 500. Long time it's took. Right, let's get it done. Okay, it's finally done. It's all back together now, as you can see, and the paint looks great. Really good match. So very happy Yeah. Previous video, a few mentioned that some of the panels didn't look the right colour, obviously, but except for the ones that were wrong, like this wing to this door, and that was because I polished this wing to try to match it to the bumper and bonnet, and the door was filthy. That's all it was. As you can see now, it's a perfect match. What you got to watch for in here is, because of the skylights, when the light shines through, like you can see on the front there, and then it stops there, that's because that's where the sun's not shining through. That's why it looks different colour. So you've got to be careful of the skylights in here as well. That makes things look different. It's like you look halfway across the bonnet again, you see this part shiny, that, do you know what I mean? It's just the sun coming through the skylights. But yeah, it's done. Finally done. Have I got that mucky? Oh no, the curb marks. Finally done. Washed and cleaned. Ready to go. So yeah, happy with how it's turned out. It's took us a bit to get there, that's for sure. But it's a nice car now. It's a bunny looking car. So yeah, just want some use now. This is sold. It's going Friday. That's probably going to be before you see this video, actually. Yeah, you won't see this video. It'll be gone by the time you see this video. So yeah, another one ticked off. Nice and clean inside. I had a second key coded for this car. I don't know if I mentioned my scanner. I was having a few issues. You know, I've got the D7 and the D8. The D8 is the far better one. For some reason, the D8 won't work properly on this Fiat 500. It works on everything else I've tried it on. Don't want to work on this Fiat 500. So I tried to do the key coding with the D7. The option is there in it, but it wouldn't do it. So I just went down the road and got it programmed. So it has got 2 keys coded in. Fully serviced, full MOT. Great tyres all around, brakes are great. What more can you ask for, really? So that is it. Finally done with it. Fiesta's done as well. Another 2 ticked off. My plan next is, I've made a start on the Mini, which you won't have seen yet. That's all been pulled out. Obviously there's a lot of grinding that I need to grind all that down, bit of filler, paint and stuff. And then it's a case of dealing with the ML then, and a few little niggles on that. I'm a bit rejuvenated for it now. But we're going to need some new cars, aren't we, soon? Yeah. Prices. I got this car for a good price, I thought. I think it was $2,300. I collected it from Teesside. I mean, parts weren't mega expensive, but they weren't cheap at the same time, and we have had to paint it 3 times. I'm going to hazard a guess. I mean, I have all these written down at home. I need to bring my notepad up, really. I'll tell you what, I'll update you in another video about this, but I think it's somewhere around the £4,000 mark. Somewhere around. But yeah, a lot of time's gone into it. Alright, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching. Oh, and if you have just noticed, the window man forgot to put a blanking plate in the back of where the VIN number is, so I need to put something down there. The VIN numbers aren't in the screens on these. So yeah, I need to put something down there. I'll do that now, I think. Yeah, anyway, right, I'm getting out of here. Thanks as always for watching. Massively appreciated. See you in the next one. Cheers.